Welcome back to Ride JBI. This is JB. Today I finished building our JBI suspension Yamaha YZ450 R&D and test forks. These are brand new KYB SSS forks. They are from a 2023 Yamaha YZ450. These are the same forks that are on the 2024 YZ450 as well. An easy way to identify these forks is the finger clickers on top. That now comes stock. This is not a feature you can just bolt on and add to the previous KYB forks. If you wanted to utilize this feature, you need to replace the entire cap assembly. That is the silver piece here. That new assembly features a female thread, so that way you can screw in the hand adjuster right here. That is not a feature of the previous fork cap design. These forks are still the stock KYB Yamaha YZ450 settings. What we did install was a JBI Titanium Pro Perch inside of these forks. And what we are next going to do is do some back-to-back testing with some 2023 model Yamahas and also some previous model Yamahas too, such as the 2022. A few of the tests are going to be the 2023 forks, and we're going to compare those against these forks. And again, the only difference is the addition of the JBI Titanium Pro Perch that is located about in this region of the fork. So we'll do some back-to-back testing on that, and then we're also going to compare this stock Yamaha spec against our JBI spec Yamaha YZ450 settings, and we will do that on a 2022 Yamaha because those are settings we already have well developed. And that way it kind of gives us, and we'll share with you, our benchmark of where our settings fall in comparison to these well-liked stock Yamaha settings. We've already been revalving the 2023 Yamaha YZ450, and we already have settings developed as well. It's still pretty early on in the development cycle compared to other brand bikes, mostly because it is still a relatively new bike and not a lot of 23 Yamahas were available or out at the time. So again, when I say new, I mean in comparison to other brands and model or year model bikes. To be straightforward, the settings we're using in these 2023 setups are not too much different than the previous settings that we were already using and had developed for the 2022 model bikes. An easy analogy I can give you to help better understand this is that the 2023 model bike is a overall upgrade. A lot of that is chassis improvements as well, such as the frame. So if you were to take our JBI spec suspension from a 2022 Yamaha and put it on a 2023, it would just feel noticeably a little bit better overall because of the improvement of the rest of the bike overall. There will be some minor changes and adjustments that we do have for the 23 model versus the 22s, but it's very minor. It's not too different. Again, because the main thing that sticks out is the overall improvement of the rest of the bike and how that influences the suspension that is mounted to it. So here's the first look. Typically on our JBI suspension R&D test fork build, we also do some coatings and aesthetics on it too. We will do these to these forks also. However, I ordered these forks a couple months ago and they were on back order for a while. So where I would like to be at scheduling wise, we're about 2 months behind in terms of all the testing and content I wanted to get created. So right now we're just gonna purely focus on settings, testing, and development. We're gonna hammer away at that for the next couple months. We're also gonna source out another set of KYB suspension for these Yamahas. And that setup will pimp out with some coatings and make it look all pretty with the aesthetics And that'll give us another set of suspension to do back-to-back testing on. And then while we have that suspension, we'll take this suspension apart and also get it coated and pimped out on the aesthetics as well. But again, for right now, that's gonna be on pause. The main focus is going to be settings development and continuous improvements. Keep up to date on our YouTube channel. We'll have a lot more Yamaha stuff coming out soon. Excited to share it with you. The past year and a half, Ride JBI has been doing a lot of focus on our KTM, Husqvarna, and gas settings, and also Honda stuff. We're really pleased with the improvements we've had on that suspension, and now it's time for us to shift focus and gears onto the other brands. So for this next about year, we're gonna be heavily focused on this Yamaha stuff. We're gonna do some more Kawasaki stuff as well. And then after that year passes, we will shift focus again and revisit our Honda and KTM, Husqvarna, and gas settings. And the cycle will continue on and on and on. And that is the incredibly fun part of my job, is riding dirt bikes, tuning suspension, and accepting the challenge of how good can we make this work. All right, well, all JBI suspension services and parts can be found at ridejbi.com.